Yeah, I mean, there's a safety game in the sense that you're not quite sure what to expect. Again, as we talked about, a lot of inexperience head-to-head wise for these two teams. And, you know, we're talking about a low-level European team. Definitely could match up against, as we are seeing, and so many young talents across the course of Counter-Strike and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's not even like you can go, okay, we've played against Copenhagen Flames. Maybe they'll play against Copenhagen Flames. Maybe they'll be a bit similar because they come from that mid-level as well. But no, not the case here with Dynamo. Eclot, Phelps, oh, he'll be kicking himself. Not able to get it done. It is big man ZC, as I like to call him, just Zed, getting himself a 4K.
Some of the names, mate. Some of the names. NBQ.
We do, well, it's MBQQ.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
true.
We do have some wacky names. K1 Feeder.
True.
You know.
K1.
Which, you know, get your name going. Yeah, K1 or Feeder, either or. But at the same time, when you're a caster man, you kind of need a little bit of a smoother name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
like your English one-word names, your simples, your...
Yeah.
You know.
We love that. We love that. Not as wacky as some of the Asian names that we get that, you know, are just absolutely crazy. Or the, you know, Steam Authenticator guy that's joined... Is it K23?
Yes. Yeah.
X5QT2 or whatever his name is. Like, you know, come on.
Different on my phone, mate. Of course. Always the interesting point. The talking point of this round, of course, though, Scriv, is once again, Godsent, intuitive in aggression, trying to, you know, find the mark. Taco's got aggressive towards B ramp. They've cut him down completely. Valencio, his MP9 of all things, has just picked up the first frag, right? And so Dynamo, they're 3-1 up. You're in a 5-on-4 in the first buy here for Godsent. It's getting troublesome. Not only that, there's 50 seconds on the clock. The FAMAS here's got to go huge.
Oh, a little bit dodgy. Does manage to find the first, but got to be careful now with how you approach things. Yeah, a bit too wide, bit too aggressive after that first frag. Maybe you can afford to do that, though, when you're a man up. You do have the potential flank coming in here as well, as you look towards the bottom end of the mini-map. Zed on the front, setting up for 2. And now just Phelps. Got one locked down. Zed will spot him, though, on the spin. And unfortunately, Phelps, you know, had to go huge, right? You've got to try and turn that inch into a mile. Not going to happen. And now we're up to 4 for the CT sides. No rifle rounds as yet for Godsent. This is getting interesting.
Yeah, and I think you've got to talk about the stem of the play has to come from the fact that you find that early kill on ramp, right? The MP9 goes aggressive, you find the first kill. From there on out, Dynamo Eclot, all they have to do is play one-on-ones. Sort of like, you know, as long as you're finding trades, you're winning that round. You have the numbers game in your favor. And for Godsent, as you mentioned, Phelps in that 1-on-3 had to go huge, whipped out the old trigger discipline play. A bit unfortunate that ZC spotted him out and was able to convert. Godsent into this round, 3 Deagles, Pack 10, Tech 9, and a fast play towards A.
Nice nade onto Phelps. They've kind of slowed it down a little bit, right? We had a fast movement from the Mac 10, but with him finding nothing, put the brakes on. They do have a lot of utility coming into this round, and certainly enough to make an A play work. So I would imagine that's what they're going to lean towards here, Retro.
Absolutely. Minute 15 on the clock. You notice how everyone's playing so congealed, right? Godsent not willing to give up a man, and if they do so, everyone's there for the trades. I mean, you're thinking this utility, it's burning time, it's burning space. Feeder's got a really nice flank here, Scriv. That's going to be my main concern, of course, of this whole situation. Feeder sliding down the ladder, getting up close, doesn't want to go aggressive and try and find the flanking play. Instead, he's playing his own game. In the meantime, the utility's being set up. The A execute's coming in. How well can Godsent do?
Oh, it's looking dangerous. This is a very fast flank from Feeder, from K1. However, he wants to go about it. Nonetheless, Dumal watching on the backside will get him taken down. On plank coming in with a man advantage, and now an AK secured. It's very quickly back into a 4-on-4. Of course, utility and kits available here for the CT side, but a lack of information and kind of panicking, looking a little bit, you know, stuck for ideas, really. I think they were hoping that flank would do a lot more for them. Spams through the smoke here from both sides. A lot of damage dished out, but no frags as yet. Someone got to get on the bomb and get on it quick. They're going to go for the aggressive push forwards here. There is indeed someone near the bomb, but nobody's on it. Dumao gets taken down. That's the AK, but it's the swing out from the Deagles. And, well, it is a little bit close, but Godsent on the force will get it done. And those are the types of rounds where I do expect Dynamo Eclot to kind of fall apart a little bit, as we saw. Panicked on the retake. You're against the pistols. You've got no info. They don't have the knowledge or the deep understanding of a team like Godsent, indeed, to pick things back up. The flow chart, as it were, something that we quite like to talk about from an analysis standpoint, only goes so deep.
Of course. And
I think they run out of... They've got nothing left. You know, no gas in the tank, maybe, but certainly no plays in the strap up.
As you said, right, I think that boils down to experience in the retake, right?
Yeah,
Dynamo
absolutely
hit on the accelerator too quickly for this retake. They run into the pistols. They're like, whoa, hold on a minute, guys. And by then, you've already lost 2 players to the Deagles. You're in a 1-on-3 situation. That's it, like curtain drawn. You know, your time's over for the retake. You've just given up everything. Admittedly, you know, 2 kills for the post plant, not terrible. Godsent's money only just staying afloat in this round. You're really looking for a separator. Maxo finds the first. Taco a second. Nice trade, but Barton overwhelms, and now the AWP of Caspin to fall away. It's a 2-on-4 here, but we speed up to hyper speed as Godsent. They're just going to send things right through and come clean. Only 1 kill so far in the round here for Dynamo Eclot. Looking to keep it that way. Dumao taking a hell of a lot of damage. Phelps will slice him down from the side, though. Dynamo Eclot concede a third, and in convincing fashion from Godsent as well.
Madness, absolute madness. I think, you know, Godsent are definitely, the Brazilians in general, but Godsent are definitely a team that will ride the momentum train. And you can see on the replays, everybody chiming in for a kill. Just about. Timeout coming in. Respectable from Dynamo Eclot. There was a time where teams of this kind of level, teams of this kind of experience would never call a timeout. The dark days of, you know, 2017, 2018, mid-level Counter-Strike. Nobody used timeouts. But here we are. Look how far we've come.
Of course. Stand strong, mate. Together. CSGO and wasting time to get in each other's heads. Love to see it.
True, very true. The mind games.
Of course. We head into round 8, though, Scriv, and I think very open eyes, right? 2 rounds ago, it was the complete different story, where Godsent were on basically this exact guy, and Dynamo Eclot were supplying, you know, 1 AWP, 4 AK, or 4 M4s, excuse me. They are looking, you know, really to put up a fight. Godsent, shock horror, win the round. Dynamo Eclot concede big time. So cool to see this, though, man. And you can see the patience maybe from Godsent. Of course, the Brazilian region, don't get me wrong, I love it with my whole heart. But we're used to seeing maybe your Furia-esque plays where you're sending it up, you're doing whatever you can, and it's just, you know, no control over your team. You use your aim to your advantage. In this one, Godsent, very well thought out, whether that's, you know, of course, under the helmet of Taco, where he's trying to play more precise Counter-Strike, or whether that's Godsent trying to, you know, get into the brains of the European members. It does not matter, though, because somehow Barton and Duma both fall to the 5-7 of Valencio, and all of a sudden Phelps spots the boost. Oh, that's got to be a kill, Phelps. Can't quite convert. Now reloads in the open. And a 5-on-3, and the HP advantage just keeps getting worse here. Phelps sideswiped by the 5-7s of MBQ. And Valencio now posted up with an AK. Taco walking into the site. The crosshair, the jaws, they're ready. Valencio finds a third, looking for the fourth. And there is absolutely no chance. Dynamo Eclot up to 5. And the patience play from Godsent may be there. Just couldn't quite work out. It's a 5th on the board for the check-in scene.
We are in for a scrap, aren't we, I think? Goodness me. Ridiculousness. Ridiculousness. And, you know, you've got some players in here who are unarmored, who didn't really spend very much. So, that's, you know, good for Dynamo Eclot. Obviously, they get the round when they shouldn't, but cash-wise, it's brilliant. Godsent, though, verging on the side of unacceptable, you could say.
Yeah.
Zed going to open up into this round as well. Phelps going down. You can tell, I think Godsent are a little tilted, a little frustrated. They need to take a pause and get the headspace words out.
Of course, when you lose to pistols like that as well, it creates so much leverage financially. I mean, you look at Dynamo Eclot's investment, right? Where, what, there was you know, all 4 AKs picked up. I'm not even sure the AWP got picked up. I don't think it did. Casper's money would suggest otherwise. But notice how the AKs now just basically turning on their creators, right? Godsent brought them in. Dynamo Eclot scooped them up. And, well, look, not a single kill has come in for the Godsent side. It's been very individual in what they've been doing, which, yeah, can work out in some senses. In this one, though, not going to happen. Really nicely done. Lato just trying to, you know, outburst, try and find as much damage as you can. Good for one. You take an AK out of the CT side here. Dynamo Eclot, 6-3 in front. Godsent, the Brazilian scene, you know, maybe a little bit more on the edge of their seats now, because Godsent, last round, should never have been a round that they lost. This round as well, they had a serious chance of winning, but just outplayed by the Dynamo Eclot side.
Getting real interesting, getting really, really interesting. Ancient absolutely is going to be a wild map. That one I know for sure. But this I thought was the shoe-in for Godsent at the very least. At the moment, looking anything but. They're on another force buy. Not sure I'm a massive fan. They're setting up for the B play. Taking a lot of nade damage is Lato, so we'll see here. Going to go for the boost plays. Double boost, in fact. Always fun. Nobody around. Clearing angles. Over at back 90. There is the slim peak from MBQ. Needs trade now and quick. Oh, but Valencio's got his back. 5-on-3, just like that. Yeah, this is over in this round. I think, you know, the idea of the double boost is good if they're playing close. Kind of unfortunate, I suppose, that nobody was. At the same time, get some mollies in here, boys. You know, get some flashes. I think you go for the double boost. You see that there's nobody around. Okay, let's get the utility out now and push our way forwards. But again, they don't think that far ahead, just trying to swing in and get some headshots, guys.
Absolutely. Really well played from Dynamo Eclot in this round, right? You've posted up big numbers. Godsent haven't really wedged in an awful lot in terms of damage. It's another 4 survivors for you. It's, you know, 3 AKs still in that CT sort of rotation. The Godsent, Eagles across the board, couple of players with half armor. You're really looking to, you know, put up something at the massive. Godsent, bear in mind, the last round that they did win, Scriv, was on sort of this level of a buy, right? Where it was Deagles, it was half armor, it was a fast play towards A, and it worked out. That's what you've got to be looking for, because Godsent looking to try and repeat some history here. Going towards A, posting up big time with the Deagles. See what they can do, the damage that they can cause. For Dynamo Eclot, though, of course, they'll be way too prepared for this one. They've lost once to it already. No way you should lose to it a second time. And so for now, Godsent just trying to, you know, leave their scent around the map, try and throw Dynamo Eclot a little bit off center, and in turn, pray to the lords above that you can get yourself maybe a bomb plant, couple of kills, you know, make the eco worthwhile.
Nice stuff here from Nubik. Gonna hold on to those B stairs pretty well. I thought he'd get traded there. Make some space for Capson. Well peaked on the contact. Playing really well. They have a great understanding of each other, I think. Will eventually bite off a bit more than he can chew. It's Phelps to take his head, but that's the only kill that comes in for Godsent. Yeah, I really like what I'm seeing from Eclot in a team play sense. Valencio looking pretty good. You know, Godsent, obviously in Europe at the moment, boot camping away, and we'll have to see whether they can turn things around. I don't know for my money that they have that kind of ability. But again, I think it is a question of the experience of this level of Counter-Strike and also the direct head-to-head in and of itself. And, you know, you come in as the favorites. You've got to be very careful to not be too overconfident. Dynamo Eclot, not too bothered. Great way to play as the underdogs, by the way. You do need to match the confidence of Godsent. So they're doing exactly that with their wide swings and their aggressive fights rather than just playing in passive setups and letting Godsent dictate the pace. We see some massive nade damage to kick this round off even.
Not a terrible start whatsoever for Dynamo Eclot, as you touched on, right? This is one of those situations, a David and Goliath story, where, to be quite honest with you, Dynamo Eclot shouldn't have a shout in any map in this series. Like, if this was a best of 3 and all 3 maps had to be played out, like, I think you would headshot bet safely on Godsent winning all 3 of those maps, right? So far, on Vertigo, if I'm honest with you, Godsent, I don't know, I wouldn't say, like, they're not playing as a team, but I think they're relying too much on individual excellence to, you know, make the plays. Like, you're relying on an individual maybe to go aggressive, find the frags. It's this time Dynamo Eclot to meet their matchmakers, and unfortunately for them, it's not worked out whatsoever for Godsent. 2 on 5, Lato down to 20 points of health. Martin, I mean, he's going to have an awful lot to carry on his shoulders here, and there is no chance of doing so. Dynamo Eclot, in turn, should be up to 9.
Should. Yeah, looking good. Barton going to fall. And wow. It's getting dominant now. It's getting very worrying indeed. We've just seen a good number of rounds where they're losing barely any players. So it's surprising to me, but a pleasant one, of course. Absolutely what we're here for, and I'm happy we didn't get the upset earlier, but we are getting one here. Timeout finally coming in for Godsent. I would perhaps argue too little too late. Now it's maybe at the point where, you know, you can indeed recover the halfback if you're stringing 2, if not 3 together, especially on the T side of Vertigo. But, you know, come on, you got to call one a little earlier than this and make sure that you are sorting things out before it's at a point where you absolutely have to and can't be dropping any more rounds, you know. So really, really, really difficult stuff. And of course, it starts here with a dodgy half buy. So our confidence in Godsent slowly waning away.
You're right. I think round 10 is the perfect time to do so. I'll tell you what, though, that's a very, very explosive B play for Godsent. Taco finds the opener. AK giving up. Capson, excuse me. He's able to find one with the AWP. Valencio dunking the nade forward. Phelps, way too aggressive in my opinion there. You've just got to hold your numbers. 4 on 3. Are they actually looking to back away here? Bomb has moved its way down to the lower level. A second player has as well. I mean, Barton, he's the human decoy to all of this, right? They're sending it up towards the A site. Surprisingly enough, yeah, ZC's roared right into this one. Taco, I mean, you can punch in the digits all you want, but I don't think you're going to get away with it. There you have it. ZC, he'll drop one more. Dumal falls through the smoke as well. Dynamo Eclot double digits, 10-3 here. We're into round 14. And if I'm honest with you, Scriv, as you said, right, we're not even just the point of no return. You are at bottom dollar for Godsent, right? You've got to win the last 2 rounds, and then you've got to win the pistol afterwards to even have a say in this map. That's how difficult it's going to be for these teams.
Replays speak for themselves. I think you made a very good point as well. It's a great start from Godsent there, but they can't keep it rolling. So serious issues, you could argue. Aggression coming in from Dynamo Eclot. This is maybe where, you know, they start to get a bit too giddy for it. Mollies and smokes landing. Phelps with a keen smoke actually makes it very awkward for the CT side to peek in. So they're not going to overstep. Pretty well played in that sense. Lato takes down Feeder. Traded by Zed. Another molly goes in. Doesn't quite meet the mark. Valencio going to catch off Dumal. He's looking the wrong way. Another kill for Zed is pretty massive, actually. So, slim advantage, but an advantage nonetheless for the CT side. Might just get a little fat here because Taco lined it up, caught out in the open. Tried to get out with his knife, I guess. Fartin now the only one left here. Another key round that needs winning, and it falls apart.
Of course. And I think the Brazilian flag definitely going to be, you know, waved that little bit harder. They're really trying here, Scriv, to piece together something. You know, an 11-4 half isn't, you know, I mean, I don't want to die down in any way. It's a terrible scoreline no matter what, like, for your T side of Vertigo. Dual map pick as well, bear that in mind. I think Godsent start picking up some serious pace here. Let's see how things go, right? Utility pouring in at the masses. They are trying to make distance towards A. We talk about maybe the discipline that we saw from them at the start. That's gone completely out the window heading into this one here, Scriv. Really nice grenade, though, from Dynamo Eclot. Letting loose on that one, and Godsent lose, what, 120 points of health early doors at least. Phelps able to trade 4 on 4. HP is going to be a problem, though.
I feel like the next kill super important. Valencio with the molly lineup, well timed. As soon as he heard those, you know, footsteps coming in, the molly goes down, buys a bit more time, but he goes for a wide swing and he will get taken out. 4 on 2 then. Ubik backside. It's a little difficult. Feeder kind of on the way out, but you can't really do that. It's final round of the half. I think you might just have been reminded by that by a teammate. Nubik going to be left low, and it's got to be done. You know, they will go for it, of course, but I think that Godsent have got enough info. They've got enough of a positional advantage to get this one done.
Absolutely. One last man to find. It's Feeder against 4. Godsent. They're letting the time tick down. They don't have to leave the site. It's Phelps to find the last. 11-4 at the half. Join us after the break after we watch the second half here on Vertigo. Dynamo Eclot steaming in front. Can Godsent make their return?
Dedicated AWP player and up-and-coming legend going through the course on your screen now is Bogdan Exipar Chernikov.
Ты уверен, давай. Давай, 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 давай.
Лучше всех.
Очень жесткий Богдан.
Tripping and tripping.
Welcome back then, folks. Godsent not really getting the ball rolling there on their own map pick. The T side falling apart very, very quickly here. Dynamo Eclot impressing quite a lot, and they have got the massive lead moving into the second half. It can indeed swing against you if you're not careful, but we will see. It's the T side, of course, that can be much more difficult in the game of Counter-Strike, but on Vertigo, not much to it. So we'll see. It starts here with the pistol.
Here we have it. Dynamo Eclot making waves towards ramp. Molly in towards the heaven position. Dynamo Eclot. I mean, to be fair to them, slight control, mate. 5 on 5. Retake has to come in. To be fair, if there's anything I expect Godsent to be... Okay. I just saw that corner of my eye. Feeder's just slipped. Someone's put butter on his shoes or something. But he's
done it for the content.
He has, mate. Republic, you can get on that like nothing. Into the retake. 4 on 5. If there's anything Godsent are going to be good at, as I was going to say, it's going to be the retakes. Valencio and, of course, Nubik, they are going to try and hold their ground. Taco to stick it within the smoke. And, well, there you have it. Bottom of the map. Yeah, that's quite, that's quite unfortunate, that really, isn't it?
That legitimately looks like he's just jumped off. He's not even like fallen off. He's just like, right, see you later, boys. Have fun. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Replay operators definitely had some fun with that one, chasing up that bit, and they... Oh, come on, guys. Let him be. Let him be. He's, even the observer's absolutely nodding up and down, going, yep, I know exactly what I've just done there. The worst thing is, right, Republic, awesome people, don't get me wrong. Like, absolutely awesome people. But more than one person has injected their opinion on this and gone, yes, we will absolutely clown this person for falling off the map. Nice shot from ZC, of course, but damage from Taco's already been done in this round. 3 on 4, Godsent. Maybe their luck starts to turn. Doom out. Does get dinged. Capson, really nice adjustment. 2 on 4, though, still for the Eclot side. Into the Brazilians, it's going to be difficult, and I really don't fancy their chances.
Certainly going to be a tough one here. I mean, some more damage would indeed be nice. Feeder could make up for his past mistakes. Flash comes in, and he will get the kill on Talato. It's going to create some space for the bomb plant here. Gets another. Duma with the questionable face, and look at the HP of Barton. Very low indeed. Phelps going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting. There's no kit, there's no utility. This now becomes very, very doable, Retro.
Out of the timer gone. Godsent. They realise they've got to start picking up the pace big time here, Scriv. Dropping down whatever they can, making the moves, of course. Barton going to be sticking it within the smoke. Phelps caught out. Barton stops sticking it and feed up 1 on 2. The FAMAS finding both. Has to pick up the FAMAS again, but do you know what? Not bad going. Dynamo Eclot picking up that second round. And bear in mind, of course, this is Godsent's map pick, as you can see in the top right-hand corner. That's my worry. My real worry. You know, you've just conceded, after winning the pistol, bear that in mind, you've just conceded the second round, and that's it. You know, you're more or less, your dreams are crushed on this, and you have to fight into Ancient, which is the Dynamo Eclot map pick. Bear that in mind as well. Ancient for the Godsent side. I wouldn't say been terrible. I mean, they played it 3 times, won 2 of them. But you have a look at the teams that they've been playing, right? Extra Salt twice in DreamHack Open, and they lost to Pain in IEM Winter. If I'm honest with you, I think if you really want to make comparisons, Eclot have a decent shot at beating both Pain in that and Extra Salt. So if you want to sort of rank it in any way, I think Dynamo Eclot now in a real chance of 2-0ing. Should they be able to close out this map? We always talk about inexperienced, Scriv. This is a time I think, you know, Dynamo Eclot, you've really got to get your walking boots on and take the quick pace to the finish line. Otherwise, Godsent, they will start to wither away at you.
First kill coming in for Phelps, so into this round. Finds the AK, of course, and able to get away. Minute and 20 left on the clock, and Dynamo Eclot, it's not the best way to be starting things off. Of course, they know they're going to be up against the force buy here. Taco getting some info towards B as well is pretty big. Ollie comes over. Smoke down onto it. Gives the illusion of someone being around, maybe, but I think these players at the bottom end of the stairs may have spotted where it came from. All the same, not wanting to commit. You know, very, very difficult couple of moments here, a couple of decisions for Dynamo Eclot upcoming.
Flash over the top. Going to try and test them as much as possible here, Scriv. Just, you know, see if they can wither away at that utility. Godsent, I mean, they've only got a flash between them, so it's not like they've got much to do. But the numbers game, Scriv, we always like talking about them. Is it going to be an advantage for Godsent into this round? They've got 35 seconds to make pace here. Lato haven't taken down feeder, of course. Phelps, he's gifted that AK across for the half-armored teammate. That's where things get dicey. If Godsent can pick up this round, maybe it's a turn for the better as they execute out towards A.
Oh, Molly not quite. Oh, no, it does spread. Okay. I was going to say, not quite making it. Lato gets a little unlucky there. Bomb goes down. Spam through the smoke, of course. I mean, it's going to come, Dumao. It's really, really risky to go for that. In a round like this, you can certainly indeed throw yourself into it, but what with him going down, they'll take the AK, they'll save into the next, and it would be a hard eco into the next round, so we'll take these Deagles moving forwards. Not bad at all, actually, in terms of the weaponry for the next round, so we'll see. Dynamo Eclot, though, kind of surviving disaster ever so slightly, doing really well to recover the round after losing the first man.
As you said, right, Godsent completely understanding of the fact that you've got to save into the next round. Like, there's no denying, right? They post up numbers here. They go, do you know what? 2 Deagles with armor plus the AK with armor. That's a big, you know, investment for us heading into round 19 where we can't afford to invest a thing. But as you said as well, right? A huge turnaround for Dynamo Eclot considering they lost that early man. Really well played, of course. Casper catching one through the smoke. Dumal, unfortunate to lose his life there, and in turn, I think as the numbers started to fade, Godsent's chances did as well. Round 19, Dynamo Eclot 3 from victory here on Vertigo. Godsent's map pick, maybe for those that have just tuned in, don't quite, read into the game before it starts. You can check the top right as well. I mean, we're on to Dynamo Eclot's map pick after this as well. That's the worrying part of this whole series.
So, not able to get it done. Dumal can't really help him out either, so should be all good off the back of that. 5 on 3. Kind of becomes a mission, I think, to save what you have once again. Taco has already got head armor. Barton, the chest armor, maybe against a FAMAS, a MAC 10, and 2 Galils in play. Actually, it would be wise to upgrade that. And, of course, we've got the AK of Phelps. Taco going to find one over on the B side of things. Barton just able to creep in, and it does get half-checked by Captain. Not really. Barton spammed down, however. And, again, that should be the round. Phelps in the 1-on-3. You know what? I think you kind of have to go for it in a scoreline like this.
Got to make numbers happen. You're dead right. Of course, the problem is that Phelps, no utility, just the armor, just the AK. Not a terrible situation to be in, but I don't think numbers are going to be fairly favorable for him in this one. Bomb taken away. ZC does get caught, but a dink shall suffice. I think Phelps understands at this point now. Now I'm reduced to just the 9 points of health. Probably looking for a save. Bring the AK into the next one. Hope, pray to the heavens above that it's the difference maker. But for now, it is a 14th on the board for Dynamo Eclot. And to be quite honest with you, Scriv, I feel like this team sort of reminds me a lot of Enterprise. Sort of names on the team that you wouldn't really know, but I'll tell you what, in their respective tournaments and their respective leagues that they're playing, these guys will give you a run for their money, and Dynamo Eclot proving exactly that in this series, right? 14-5. I mean, you look at Enterprise maybe this season of ESC, or last season of ESCA, where, to be honest, yeah, they didn't do, amazingly overall, but they did stand their ground quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, very true. It is very, very true. I think it's really cool to see, obviously, when you've got a team making headway like Sinners, they have kind of dropped off a little bit for sure, but, it's going to spur other teams within the region to dig deep and be like, look, we can get it done, easy peasy, right? And, that indeed can spur you forward. Zlato, though, finding your head through a smoke, that's not going to spur you forward. Phelps on the edge of it, also finding himself a frag. Well, that's going to continue to hammer home that maybe your work is not quite done just yet.
Martin. Oh, I mean, while moving, he's been caught with his pants down effectively there. Fortunate to put yourselves in a 4-on-3, right? Valencio just trying to level the numbers, see the damage you can do. He's taking his sweet time here, Scriv. Really winding down the seconds for Taco. See what he can do. Patiently waiting. M4 in hand on the sandbag spot. Who's going to walk into him? Nobody. Nubik, really good read. Dumal, though, with one. Drops the molly. This is where it gets difficult.
Yeah, indeed. Certainly looking to be a challenge as they move in. Could get the bomb down if they find the first kill cleanly. It's not going to happen. Will be the trade, and therefore the rotations are here to save the day. Capson, silence. No one can hear you falling from the top of a skyscraper. Either way, it was rough from the beginning here, Retro, of course. Yeah. Really well done. Player just spamming away, and then one getting aggressive to watch for the push, or maybe even push through the smoke themselves. Wasn't really required. Godsent, therefore, proving they can get it done with the rifles. As we have said in previous series, all about the consolation rounds here at the moment. Would be a lot of work, and respectable from Eclot. Early timeout here on the little mini comeback that Godsent are mounting.
Absolutely. And we always talk about these ones, Scriv. Calling pauses while you're ahead. You realize your threat is, of course, that momentum game. I think momentum is the most underrated thing in Counter-Strike. I'll put it out there, Scriv. I'll say it now. I think it really is something that a lot of people, you know, don't not believe in, but don't really account for, right? Dynamo Eclot at this point in time, understanding, I mean, maybe not Godsent swinging up to full momentum just yet, but knowing, cut the source while they can, and they have a serious chance on giving themselves a bit of success. Okay, Feeder. Really aggressive through lane. Unfortunate for him because Dumouse just caught two of his teammates completely off guard. But I tell you what, will they expect this? Yes, Lato, 200 IQ, understanding, yes, my teammates fell back. Short in contention, the timing is definitely there. And he's been rewarded for it. Now down to ZC and Nubik. Got everything to do.
Finding a bit of the prowess, and certainly a game that could have been very different if Godsent started on the CT side, but you got to be picking the map knowing that, you know, you're probably not going to get that. And we did see a little bit of an upswing towards the tail. Honestly, I think they could have done like a better job if they just rushed B every round. You know, I think trying to use their individuals to the strengths that they have could have been a bit better for them, but that's all said and done. And now they've got to do it on the CT side. 35 seconds left. ZC, Nubik, boys, going to try and move in and get a bomb plant at the very least here. Barton with a great angle, you know, 5-on-2. You play aggressive. It sets up Taco to push in. He will get traded, but he's secured the round with that kill. Absolutely. Zed on half HP. Smoke goes down, but yeah, there's a flank maybe. How do I play this one? Through the smoke, I'm getting spammed. You know, tough for him. Too many angles to be checking. And Godsent, fine number 7.
So, this is, you know, the timing where I think you'd be maybe, you know, getting your hopes up just a tad here if you're Godsent or if you're a fan. Of course, you can see our lovely observers. They've been rotating all day. Loxar, made observer. And of course, the two gents to join them. Very cool stuff from them so far. We do love the old cinematic scriv, and interesting that they take like that other FPS approach, you know, the V word with the whole like free counting stuff. And it looks so cool, and they're good with it as well. Nonetheless, Taco opening things up. Barton 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nicely done. Godsent up to 8. Dynamo Eclot now maybe starting to feel a bit of discomfort with it because, of course, now Godsent on a bit of a roll. Momentum I was talking about, they're trying to cancel it. Godsent saying absolutely no way, and they are continuing their spree.
Looks even better in slow-mo. That's what I'm always told. But we'll see whether or not Godsent indeed can keep it going. Dynamo Eclot. As I said, I think it is the T side where we're going to see some of the weakness. They come away with some nasty rounds, though, of course, and Godsent letting a key one slip away. It's going to put you behind by quite a bit, especially on the CT side. So they only really have themselves to blame. It very easily could have been, you know, like an 11-10, maybe even 11-11 at this stage. But indeed, they make it very hard for themselves.
Minute and 10 here, Scriv. Interested to see that no AWP is brought forward from the CT side. They've got the money to do so. Barton sitting at 7.2k. However, it's the M forced to go aggressive, and Phelps has found the first. And a second. Oh, and a third. Okay. Phelps, big man to step up. We talked about his stats in the pregame, how good this man looks and how on form he stands. That is incredible stuff from him to find the 3k. Nubik, Valencio, 2-on-4. No chance.
Yeah, one would assume so here. Slow but sure. Nubik gonna lead the charge. They have like no util though, man. There comes the shoulder peek from Taco, and he finds them both. Easy stuff. Number 9 for Godsent. And now the money broken for Dynamo Eclot, actually. So Godsent are going to bring this game pretty close, you know.
Phelps. Just the fact that you can get away with a kill there and slip away. Never mind find a second. And then even Zetsi was pre-firing that. I'm not sure if you saw the flashes coming from his barrel, but he was full on pre-firing that. Still couldn't convert. Dynamo Eclot down to pistols. I knew there was a catch to this good start, Scriv, is that Dynamo Eclot looked fairly, I wouldn't say, you know, it's a bad performance from them so far, but it just hasn't been to the standard that their CT side was, right? They had it a lot easier on the CT side. Now Godsent are here. They're punishing big time. And sort of the same criticism we were giving to Godsent in half number 1, if I'm honest with you, if you want to sort of like write it down on paper and compare 50-50, more or less is the same, and that Dynamo Eclot are letting a lot of rounds slip and just losing a lot of the early advantages. They're playing a little more together, but just the inability to trade, in my opinion, is the downfall.
Valencio trying to get the good timing in at mid. It will be tough for him, but could be a key point in this round. Make sure you keep your eyes on it. Nearly. Barton was slipping away. He gets that headshot on the wild spray down. Phelps, meanwhile, edge of the smoke. Beautiful stuff. Oh, and the flash comes in. Bit of help. And Lato also finding a frag. Beautifully done there by the A players. 10th round for Godsent. This is where it gets interesting. If they find this one, I mean, Dynamo Eclot really going to start worrying.
Yeah, more of the same for the side of Godsent, of course. They're going to be looking very fortunate at this point in time. Dynamo Eclot 4 rounds in front, 2 rounds from victory. Problem is, of course, in the last, 4 rounds that we've seen, Godsent have won all 4. On form, may be nade, goes deep. Capson, excuse me. So, out of harm's way. That nade, however, you can't really escape from. Feeder. An extraordinary amount of damage being taken there. Godsent chipping away, my friend. Getting those early advantages through.
Not quite the kill, though, which I suppose Dynamo Eclot will be happy for, because we have seen a lot of rounds in the first sort of 30 seconds or that initial exchange go against them. So I think they will be pretty pleased that they're able to, at the very least, recover and regroup with all 5 players left alive. Just about a minute left on the clock here. Dumar mollied off. So they're making headway. At the same time, we've got a lot of players sat at the bottom of a ramp, and they don't really know where they want to go from here. Ooh. Feeder got to be careful. He's so low. Phelps up close and personal and just even spamming away. I don't even think he was expecting the player to come out, but just making sure you see that flash. It's a little bit of a telltale sign. However, it was all a distractionary play. They're going to go towards B, pull out and execute here. Taco in and around the smoke. Cannot get anything done. There is still Barton. Back end of the site. A tough one to deal with, of course. They're not able to pin him down. And, of course, now the rotations have come in. So Dynamo Eclot putting the brakes on, making life hard for themselves. Valencio gets caught. Barton finds another. And I think it's going to fall apart here. They find a couple of kills between the remaining players, but all on to Capson would be a hell of a clutch. But no time.
Damn it, man.
R.I.P.
He's falling in.
Oh.
There goes your knees, your ankles, your spinal cord.
Just everything, really. Yeah, the knees, though. Oh, my God. That would hurt big time.
Mate, I mean, obviously he's dead. Like, that's why he's falling off the building. But if that were me in a real life, I'd be screaming all the way down.
I mean, yeah, probably. I think you'd be a bit weird if you weren't doing that.
Yeah.
You know.
Just enjoying life from the 51st floor of Vertigo. Of course, a little bit of trivia. We're all about casting here, Scriv. You know, sometimes it is educational.
Yep.
51 floors on Vertigo. Well, 50 floors for the CT, for the Ts. 51st floor for the CTs at the beginning of the round.
Yeah.
And then obviously.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah. Still building up the levels.
Yeah, they've been doing it for quite a while now, actually. So I feel like somebody needs to get onto the construction company because they're kind of taking the Michael.
They are.
Get them on. Get Don Littlewood, any UK boys out there. Cowboy. Whoa, builders, what's going on? Oh my goodness, so very blind on the A ramp. Everybody is. Feeder will take out Phelps. The trade comes in nice and quick, but it's an M4 recovered alongside the AWP, of course, that was saved. So 4-on-4 that maybe if they find one more, I would say looks kind of doable-ish. Big nade damage. So they are setting themselves up pretty well. And this is a typical round, you know, when you've got a lead, when the pressure is on and you're trying to keep things together, playing super tight, playing super effective Counter-Strike. This is the type of round that you can end up dropping. Dumal, though, good contact play to even things back in their favor.
Capson testing the waters with Dumal, finding a leg shot, won't quite hit the mark. 4-on-3, Capson still, he's looking for a chance. Dumal jiggling. Oh, now he's at the crosshair. If he's ever to swing at this point. Yeah, free kill. Doesn't quite connect on the follow-up. He shall, though. ZC, last man standing. Has peppered down Bartin. Finds a second as well. The AWP has to be retrieved, but I'll tell you what. I mean, not terrible whatsoever for them as it's Scriv. 14-12 Godsent. Piece by piece, they are putting the puzzle back together.
Getting there slowly. It is, like I say, very, very, very difficult territory now. They have to keep it going. Really can't afford to drop around, I would say. Maybe once you hit like 14-14, the overtime then doesn't look too bad. But not really an area that you want to be in, right? You don't want to look at it that way, so we'll see. Phelps finding the first. Feeder trying to get aggressive on ramp once again. Doesn't go for him. Dumal missing on the AWP here. So they do need to be careful. Looking good. Godsent pretty consistently finding the opening pick, I would say.
Really slamming the brakes. Dynamo Eclot trying to give the silent treatment as best as they can. Flash over the top. Dumal, his AWP has been instrumental to the success of Godsent's rise here on the CT side. Phelps to double down alongside him. And well, 3 kills in the space of, well, I guess the opening round has toppled Dynamo Eclot and crippled them completely. It's going to be 14-13 at the end of this one. If Bartin could just chill out, please. 40 seconds remain. Capson trying to tap down one more. Won't quite connect. Smoke in his face. And Godsent, the Brazilians, the rise of the most explosive region. Just proving time and time again what they're made of here. Lato even running over an AK. Just for the added disrespect. 13-14. Godsent 3 from victory. Dynamo Eclot not moving since the force by success.
Now really, really worrying, right? This is getting out of hand. Godsent might even have too much wind in their sails to be stopped. Craziness. As they manage to get their 8th round in a row, folks. So we'll see. Oh, the force buy in. Half buy, I guess, technically speaking, doesn't work initially because they get naded, and then it gets worse when feeder goes down on ramp again. You know, it needs checking. It needs checking. Godsent looking good. Minute and 25. We're going to burst the Tech 9 in, but he's left very low. Will be finished off. Bartin having a hell of a few rounds. Nearly going down. Will end up surviving. Phelps on the quick flank gets it done. Not a single player falls, and Godsent even it up.
Wow. Jesus. Quite the comeback here for Godsent. You know, I was kind of dumpstering him a little bit here, Scriv. I'm not going to lie to you. End of the first half, I was like, Jesus, like, you know, we were talking about a 2-0 Godsent. Or, well, we were talking about a 2-0, but is it really going to be Godsent taking this one? Now, yeah, maybe we're starting to see the pieces of the puzzle coming together now as Dynamo Eclot. I mean, if you're not already panicked beyond belief, surely you are now. Something I did want to pick up on those, Scriv, real quick. Pauses. What have they been going on here for Dynamo Eclot? Like, I mean, you can say what you want, you know, that they have been calling some. 14-11, of course, was the last time we saw a timeout. The one before that was 14-6. But just, you still got another pause here. Chances of this going to overtime minimal. It's a cool one. You know, scream, what's going on? Like, drill something into the sense, because right now, Godsent are leaps and bounds ahead of you here on the CT side.
But, oh, 4-on-4 now, a 4-on-3. You know, I was going to say they'll take a 4-on-4. Dumao contacting in, read by Capson. They only need 2 rounds. I mean, shouldn't really have come this close, but if they can get them both, they wouldn't care. Might just have cursed them out of this round, of course, but we'll see. Lato quickly over towards A. Contacting in. The bomb on its way. Zed ready, and Zed finds it. Just Bartin, all the way over from B. Finds the kill onto Nubik. 3 more to... I mean, this would be absolutely insane. He's had a great few rounds, but they're so deep in, you know, so many angles to check. Bomb's gone down. He does have a kit. Smoke if he wants to work with that. Just no info, man. He knows there's 1 towards ramp. That's all he's got. You know, the bottom end of ramp, rushing his way up. Planted for these 2 players, and there it is. Creeps around the corner. Capson will take him down. Dynamo Eclot might just have ruined the dreams of Godsent of snatching it away 16-14. There is still potential for overtime, though. They've got plenty of money. Dynamo Eclot, of course, first rifle round picked up, so they have got a lot more to prove.
More than just. Dynamo Eclot now find the close. Of course, this was 14-5 in favour of Dynamo Eclot at one point. Godsent having won 9 rounds in a row, finally concede their first. The question is, of course, they're going to concede a second on this CT side. If they do, heartbreak for them, maybe. Dynamo Eclot, I mean, there's been, what, 1 smoke, a little bit of utility force forward, and all 3 players have completely run away from ramp. What's going on?
Yeah, kind of a crazier start into this round for sure. Nobody falling quite yet. 1 minute and 10 left on the clock. Lato just going for the jump peaks here. Nade comes in, not quite landing, not quite the big damage. Flash over the top. And this first kill, man, is going to be so important, especially with the A play. Spam comes in, but the AWP doesn't follow. That bullet has got to be so close. Feeder going to find the first onto Phelps. Latte will trade things out. Needs to stay alive or find another. He will opt for the former. And now a 4-on-4 with 40 seconds.
Org of Doom out, scoping in. Position from Lato, set for the crossfire. 30 seconds remain. Smokes being plumed. Lato on short. He's looking for an opportunity. Wait, they've got mollies. They're so ready to deny the plant. Doomau's going to chuck one in, and now Lato has to go huge.
Oh, he turns away. It's Dumao through the smoke. He's going to find it, but the missed shot from Capson. He will eventually take him down. 2 versus 2, but only 10 seconds to get the bomb in here, Retro. He will get the plant down. And back into a bit of a neutral game. Taco sticking around, knows that Valencio is around. He lands a shot, doesn't quite get the frag. It's the AWP of Capson, does not miss this time. It's all down to Bartin, can't get it done. And Dynamo Eclot will steal their own map from the stealing Godsent. It's a bit of a mouthful to get through, of course. No honor among thieves by the looks of things. And there you have it. They will indeed take their map pick of their opponents. Oh my goodness. Going into Ancient next, I do not know what to expect now.
Yeah, 16-14, Dynamo Eclot. I mean, you want to look, maybe showcase the first 15 rounds of this game. You're talking unbelievable stuff from, right? You're talking what has been, I think, 12-3 at the halftime whistle, if I'm not mistaken. And it was 14-5, sorry, at one point for the Eclot side. 14-5. They lose 9 rounds in a row. It goes 14-14. Dynamo Eclot just managing to close out the last 2 rounds to make it 16-14. Props to Godsent, by the way. A huge comeback. But the problem was, we shouldn't be talking comebacks on your map pick. So heading onto Ancient, as you mentioned, the Eclot map pick now, in my opinion, that's where things, you know, you've really got to start looking. Maybe who was the weak link for Godsent? Dynamo Eclot, where did things go wrong? There's so many things you've got to consider heading into this map too. Just because it's an important one. Single elimination single elimination playoff bracket here, Scriv. Lose one or lose a best of 3 and you're out. And so Godsent 1 map away from forfeiting their place, I guess, in Republic Season 2.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is going to be scary now moving forwards. Dumao, a little bit quiet. Not the heaviest AWP map in the pool, but certainly something to consider. especially moving into Ancient, which is a bit more AWP heavy. So hopefully we can get a bit more out of him. And of course, as we're saying, you know, they have played it, but it's not seen as much prominence in the region that they're from over the past few months. And they kind of play it when they have to rather than picking into it. So we'll see. It looked like it was the permaban for Dynamo Eclot for a bit. I'm curious to see how it goes. Again, it's a series that's really opened up and nobody can give a straight answer. Nonetheless, we have got a quick little break before we get into map 2. We'll see in a bit.
In the Republic Season 1, which team took the first place?
I think Skate.
I don't know.
No.
No.
Forza.
So the final answer?
Forza.
Close one.
From the actual HLTV Top 30 ranking, name an organization with the longest and with the shortest name.
G2.
Shortest G2
Okay.
and longest like BB Kings.
Ninja Tin
Maybe
Pyjama?
Yeah, or Movie Star Riders.
Ninja Tin Pyjama.
Asi jo.
You got the shortest.
Tell us the exact age of your remaining 3 teammates.
24, 21 and 21.
And who is who?
24
24 is
and
Snoopy.
NBQ, 21 ZC and 21 Valencio.
Not even close.
Name 5 actors from the movie series Expendables.
Jsou ti nepostradatelní?
Aha.
Yes.
Jason Statham, Sylvester Stallone, Chuck Norris. Jo, Arnold. Zrovna to si vzpomenu, Filipe, chápeš?
In the very first The Terminator movie, how old was the actor Arnold Schwarzenegger? You can miss by 5 years.
42.
I have no idea. I haven't watched a single film.
You have exactly in the range.
Easy.
Where's the map and this position?
It's Inferno.
Yeah, and the
And
position?
Mid.
It's down mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Guess the map and the position.
it's Vertigo T-Spawn.
Probably not so hard, yeah.
Tak to jak jsi věděl?
Protože tam chodím.
Jo.
What's the color of this particular stuff on the shell on the overpass?
Retor jevou.
So the final answer?
Red.
It's yellowish, yellow. Close one. What's the color of the sign?
White, I think. Just it's the same on the right side.
Everybody agrees?
It's probably white.
Yep.
It's bluish.
I've been on the road, I've been doing shows. Now we eating steak, remember sleeping on the floor. We stillin' at the gas station when the time was cold. In the kitchen, hot still tryna flip it out the stove. Rockin' fake J's, praying that nobody know. Watch them take my dog away, it was way too hard to stay composed. Fight to see the light of day, all this blood on my clothes. I was tired every day, green light, it's time to go. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour, I might crash cause the good die young. Yeah, the good die young. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. Right back where I left because I know my people needed me. Diamond in the rough, I don't know what it is they see in me. Go down as a legend in my city cause we beat the streets. Trying to spread the wealth around the block, no I can't keep from me. Told me I should leave. I see the bigger picture and it's way bigger than me. Can't be living like a king, but my people need to eat. If I got it, then you got it, we gon' get back on our feet. And I put it on me. I don't wanna die too young, die too young. 100 miles per hour might crash, cause good die young. Yeah, but here I come, push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. Coming back home. I'm coming back home. Y'all coming back home. Y'all coming back home. I'm coming back home. Y'all coming back. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home.
How can I break when I have no heart to be broken? If this is the end, when will it begin? Is there a way to live again? How can I dream if I was never awakened? How can it still hurt when I can feel the pain? We're not born to feel the pain. How can I dream if I am never awake? As I step outside and breathe the night air, a passing thought takes me there. A place where all my dreams live on, a place so far away. A place where the lost memories of all the dreams I once had still live on. And I must find a way to fight in my own way. In spite of all the severity, scoring endlessly, I can wait this out, it's affecting me. I will find a way to break my bed. It's like the voice inside my head now is always screaming. A soundtrack for the words and how the light has lost all the meaning. In spite of all the severity, I wait for you to save me, and I still believe the love will set me free. It will set me free from the pain that flows in me. In the darkest corner where I reside, where my mind will feed me all this love, are these memory shapings of divine? The silence is breaking my sanity. How can I dream if I was never awakened? Tell me when it begins, if this is the end. How can I break when I go on to be broken? Why can't I break? I have want to be broken. I'm very of things that are meaningless. I pull on the drum, reach for the fence. I'm trying to voice it.
Yo, what up? Welcome back. How's it going? Map number one was a ride, that is for sure. We had a ride with the Copenhagen Flames Dignitas one. This is a very different one. You know, that was not what you were expecting, maybe. This one, a little scary, a little bumpy, a little all over the place, that is for sure. And, you know, you didn't quite know whether it was going to fall apart at any second. So we'll see, indeed, whether Ancient delivers in the same way. Eclot, I think, will be kind of kicking themselves. They let it come that close. They really could have just crushed Godsent today. Not going to be the case. Godsent picking up some confidence and momentum. And like we said, they're no easy pushover onto Ancient. You've got to be able to play it at the moment. So many teams picking into it. So we'll see. We'll see. I think there's a lot of potential indeed for this to ride out another 30 rounds.
Yeah, I think that when you look into this matchup, right, when you sort of like digest this, Dynamo Eclot should never have had a chance in the first place. I think like a lot of the fans at home that sort of support the Eclot side would maybe think, you know, maybe they can take the map pick. Maybe, you know, it goes the distance. I think That's the conversation that people will be having, right? Not if they can take the series, it's if they can take a map off Godsent, if they can make it the full 3, the full distance. Now we're looking down the barrel of what could be a 2-0 for them into the top 8. I think mentally, you've got to consider and weigh up the options, right? Yeah, Godsent just lost 16-14. It was a pain for them to lose. It was a 14-5 scoreline at one point. They came back, went to 14-14. Dynamo Eclot closed out the last 2. Onto Ancient, though, if they can set them off on the right foot, it really can be a different story. We just have to see the Dynamo Eclot, the start of Dynamo Eclot on Vertigo again on Ancient. But of course, they now start on the T side because it is the pick of them. So Godsent get to pick the CT side. That leaves you to an X point, Scriv. How many rounds do you think Dynamo Eclot really need to get heading into Ancient to seal themselves a victory in this series?
You could probably get it going with 4 or 5 actually on the T side of Ancient at the moment. I would say, you know, it's a bit of a difficult one. I think ideally you want to be aiming for, well, you know, as many as possible, but a realistic, comfortable 6. But if push comes to shove, that's kind of what I'm saying. 4 or 5 can definitely work. So we'll see here. Godsent, I don't know, man. Like, it's kind of a difficult one to read into. We talked about Dumao was a little bit weak. Need to see some more out of him for sure. Whether we get that here on Ancient, I don't quite know. Does he have that same kind of comfort? I don't quite know. So it's going to be tough. And I think, you know, the Brazilian scene, the Portuguese scene in general, known for being very, very passionate, of course. And I think that they could get inside their own heads here if they're not careful. Losing their own map pick after nearly pulling it back, you know, it's a double-footed kick in the teeth, to be honest with you. So they are going to have to try and deal with that pain and indeed pick up this map, take us to a 3rd even. So they've got a lot to do to win this series.
Yeah. It's difficult times, isn't it, for Godsent? And don't get me wrong, I think you're really staring at a side, if I'm honest with you, probably the best that Godsent has looked since, of course, that Hail Mary Godsent roster back in the day. But this is probably like the best iteration of Godsent that we've seen for a little while now, Scriv. And I don't want to sort of dim it down in any way. Dynamo Eclot, if I'm honest with you, shouldn't be a team inside this position right now, right? When maybe they should, but they definitely shouldn't be scoring against Godsent, right? As you said, I think it's very hard to grind in the European seed. They've done very well to get what they are, right? And before this tournament even started, I think our question wasn't, you know, oh, Eclot, who's going to perform? It's like, where did these guys come from, right? They emerged onto the scene from absolutely nowhere. If I'm honest with you, they played Advanced Season 38 last season. They played in the Autumn Cash Cup, number 4, in November 29th. So that would have been last year? Yeah, last year. And since then, right, they played in Tipsport Cool Liga. So they took a break for about a year, right? Came back, played in a local Czechie tournament. They then played in Y Games Pro Series, came 3rd. They played ECA Advanced, didn't do very well. They played another Slovak tournament, came 3rd. But this is their first sort of international level tournament, I would say, where you're playing against some of the best teams in Tier 2. And the fact that they've got even here is enough for me to just sort of like applaud them effectively. But now that isn't just about applauding them and, you know, going, yeah, fair enough, you know, you made it out of a group with MIBR, Entropic Prague, and LDLC. You are now into the top 16 and 1 map away from making top 8. I don't think people at home will quite understand how just unreal that is in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's solid stuff. And I mean, you've got a little bit of the regional support, as it were, for a tournament like this. So I think that certainly will be a part of it. And now Godsent, a team that certainly they could be. You know what I mean? Like, you look at the way the bracket pans out, they could be against a Fnatic or against a Virtus Pro, or, you know what I mean? It's going to be decided a little bit off of what group you're in, of course, but all the same, they get a nice draw the way that things have ended up working out. So we'll see. I genuinely do. After what we've seen, the eye test, as they say, I think if they can just keep themselves together, you know, we had some moments where looking over at the likes of Feeder just rushing through smokes, kind of what 4 or 5 rounds in a row. You've got to keep it together, so to speak. So if we get them now on their own map pick in a better mindset, I think absolutely should be their series. Apologies for the wait, of course. I think you might just have figured out that things are resetting to go to live. We were just waiting for everybody to get in, a little bit of a technical issue, but it looks like we are good to go. As you can see, the graphic comes up here, and indeed that means that we are ready.
Ready and merry, mate. Dynamo Eclot. As we talked about on the T side, your map pick on Ancient, you're more than definitely starting on the T side. Godsent. This is how they thrive. Let's see how they go. They've played this map 4 times and won 3 of them. Can they make it 4 of 5? And well, to be quite honest with you, Dynamo Eclot, very explosive pistol round. They're absolutely taking no prisoners in this one. So 5-on-5 retake, similarly to what we saw for the Flames versus, or in the Flames game, sort of the Flames taking Dignitas to that B site, winning. Touch on the sites in a second because it's all kicking off. Taco and Barton with one a pop. Dumal finds another. Valencio from behind has found 2 though. But problem is, 1-on-4. Phelps got a peek in, loses his life. No way does Valencio win this one. He doesn't quite. But I tell you what, Scrib, 4 kills and a bomb plant isn't bad. And the fact that they go towards A on a pistol as well, I couldn't tell you the last time I saw that.
Very true. Such a solid point, you know. Again, especially at this kind of level. So we'll see. That bodes very well for them, actually. And of course, getting the bomb plant here, they have a lot of money to work with. They're going to go for the force buy. Why wouldn't you? And it can be tough. It can be tough. I mean, the aggression comes in from Godsent. This is what I was talking about. I think individually, they are the better team. I want to see more aggression, more confidence from them. But we'll see here into the force by what Dynamo Eclot have got planned. What I will say, you know, I mention it from time to time, a little bit more of a random element to those pistols. So it can be hard. The idea is there, you know, the flank and all that good stuff going A, etc., but it's not quite able to get it done. However, we are seeing more of this aggression. So Godsent not phased, getting angry rather than getting sad at the first map.
That's always the right way to take it as well, right? It's like, you know what? We're converting the sadness, maybe of converting, as you said, into anger. And in turn, you know, anger gets you fired up. Sadness only makes you even more sad at, you know, what's going on in the game. So as long as you turn that energy in a positive way, it works out for you. This round, Dynamo Eclot, not really in close competition with Godsent in this one, having won the pistol. They look quite in control from here on out. Phelps trying to get aggressive. Capson looking for maybe something towards the top mid position as well. He'll fall. ZC does find Lato. Knows that there's a second man in on Plat. Won't find another though. Phelps to take his head off with the FAMAS. 3 rifles saved into round 3. Dynamo Eclot down 0-2.
Nice find from Phelps in the beginning. That's kind of what I was talking about, right? We indeed need to see that be successful. And it's dry, it's dangerous. A better team would punish, at least in time. See what the case is, of course, in terms of the reaction from Dynamo Eclot. Now, not really expecting too much out of this round. We've got a couple P250s and a D. Well, as you would think, it's not going so well. Phelps even able to pull off the reload before finding that frag. Just Capson remaining.
Holding out. Pretty cool P250 skin. Not going to add to that pile of bodies. Sorry, Mr. Observer, not happening today. They do find themselves the 3rd round quite convincingly, though. That was the throwaway for Dynamo Eclot. They're now on to the full buy. They're now, you know, going to try and source things up to full potential. Phelps, 2 kills in round 3, nearly 200 damage. Sick ADR across the map so far, considering the pistol went so close as well. Not doing too bad for themselves here, Scriv. Round 4, that's where we've got to see some stars shine for Dynamo Eclot. As you mentioned, magic number, I think 5 would be good. See if they can make it work here on the buy. Great opener from Capson.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Really looking good. This is where, indeed, yeah, like you say, we would expect a little bit more of the depth coming in. You know, great mid take so far. And they've got full control of it, honestly. You just stick a player in there to cut off rotations. Easy. Well read here from Valencio. Flash goes in. Ineffective. Oh, however, it's an awkward fight for him. He sets up Capson for one, so they hold on to the man advantage. I think what you got to do there, you know, again, it's into the experience. Okay, so this is good. Feeder is capitalizing on the fact that they've committed a lot of resources, but Taco on the A1S able to get the double. Deadly stuff. Drops the bomb. Jig is up. Flash through the smoke and Phelps pushing around. Going to find another. All onto Capson. A semi-drop, as he will find Phelps. Taco a little bit low. Playing the corner angle, hoping to hide away from Capson, who's not going to check it. Oh, and the knife is out. Taco gets it done, and that is, you know, a big mental win for Godsent. Nonetheless, it's tough. Dynamo Eclot, they look good from mid. They get the trade in. It's Taco at the back of the site, though, who is left open. Smoke off the left side. And he's not going to traps. You know, really well put together idea to just work your way in because you know they're committing resources. But you can see there was a smoke coming. It's hard, man. It's hard. I think once you commit to it, you're forcing a trade out from your teammate as well, which is unsuccessful. So we need to tighten up a bit on the Dynamo Eclot side.
More than just. Round 5. Responsibility, of course, now for Dynamo Eclot isn't exactly winning rounds. It's just about making good pace, I would say, in this one. Do the damage, find the ecos, do whatever you can to push that margin that little bit further. Flash over the top. The test is here, and well, Lato gonna pass with flying colours. Valencio finally able to trade. Nice from Feeder, able to capitalize. A1S of Doom Elbow. He's gonna be dinked up. Capson giving him no space whatsoever. Hold on a second. In fact, whoa, he's even going for more. Gonna switch back over to the Tech 9 Taco to take him down. But I tell you what, Capson, unrelenting aggression in that round. So just try and give Dynamo Eclot a chance. And really smart decision to make here. Cut circulation early. It's your second buy heading into it. Call a timeout. Talk about what's going on.
Wonderful stuff here. I'm honestly very impressed by the way that things are going down at the moment for Godsent. Like you say, needed, I wouldn't say desperately, but certainly for me, they need to start answering back. We do come close in that first rifle round, but it's very quickly getting out of hand. And I think they know, and from what we've seen as well, that their CT side is going to be strong here. But you need some rounds on that T side, like I'm saying. And I think they call a good timeout, make this round work now, and just prove to themselves that they can indeed pick up rounds.
So here we are. Round 6, Scriv. This is where you got to turn, I mean, hopes into reality. Especially for Dynamo Eclot. For Godsent, it's been a pitch-perfect start. Hold on. That one way. I'm not sure who that benefits exactly, but whatever it is doing, it's not giving Capson a chance to really swing in towards middle to give his team a way into this one. Valencio down to 9 points of health. Not out of the equation just yet, but early HP advantages. That's what we're seeing here. The pattern for Godsent is, of course, they're finding anything they can, Scriv, to just push them that step ahead. And in this round, it's the early mid aggression, get the information on plat, back away, act like we were never there. Dynamo Eclot none the wiser.
Taco flashed in. No one there. At least he doesn't want to go deep to find out if there is indeed someone around that corner. And, you know, he could have got away with quite a bit. Because I think up on the boost, they wouldn't have expected him so close. Oh, great find here from Taco. Swings back out, able to survive. It's a wild kind of play. And they're going to opt to go B. We've got some serious problems on this T side for Dynamo Eclot, man. Struggling to find openers. 20 seconds left. I mean, there is a big chance that the cubby doesn't get checked now. Taps through the smoke. 10 seconds to get the bomb down. They've got to find this player in towards cubby. The bomb is leading the way as well. Trying to go for the plant, and that's the round. Lato, he gets to help out from Phelps. Easy stuff. Captain
Swing after time. Yeah.
also gonna fall. Yeah, dead after time. Wow. Yeah, the T side, man, like it really is looking dire.
Thing is now as well, Scriv, you're not just looking at, oh, you know, can they find 5 rounds from this? If I'm honest with you, I'm already thinking, is 3 rounds going to be enough? Is 2 rounds going to be enough for Dynamo Eclot? Their CT sides, historically for both parties, have been very sophisticated, very, very good. I mean, you look back to Vertigo, right, where all but, I think, what, 5 rounds were won on the CT side of things, I want to say. 5, 6 rounds. Really nicely done from Valencio to find Phelps, but Doom out. He swings in from cave, finds a double. Capson, last man standing, the force bite. Means absolutely nothing. It's a P250, no armor, no nothing for this man, as, of course, he went down after time for his team. No chance either. And, well, there you go. Finds the last. Doom out shall convert. Godsent, 7-0 Scriv. Lightning fast stuff. Dynamo Eclot. They are really losing out on something special.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely crazy, to be honest with you, that it has looked this weak. You'd expect it in a round like that, but serious problems. Another timeout coming in. I'll be on the half buy into this one, you know, money in the bin. It's really rough. It really is. And I don't quite know, you know, they're just not helping themselves. Some nice ideas in the early rounds, sort of first 20, 30 seconds to find a kill or try and set one up with the boost that we saw in the last rifle round. But they are slow moving into the bomb sites. And we saw them go A for the pistol, but they've not gone A on the rifle rounds. You know, very, very strange. Half buy coming in should, by all accounts, be an 8th for Godsent.
Yeah. This is, I mean, don't really get them too much here, Scrib, but these are one of the games where you just sit and stare in awe of how well Godsent have been sort of manipulating play. I mean, you want to talk about Dynamo Eclot's fall, but just how precise Godsent are with their plays, right? You see, they're going aggressive, finding the early information, they're interchanging that with passiveness, they're going for the information rather than for the frags, and it's worked out for them very nicely. Taco, very contested towards middle, has to drop the flashbang deep, but the USP up close shall find the mark. Feeder, going to pick up an AK for himself, but a 1-on-5 for the man. I think it's just going to be a bit too distant. Does have the bomb, so I guess that's something of promise. Wondering now, where does he go? Do you want to go back towards the B site? Go towards A, which it looks like he is. And in turn, are you going to die to Taco? Are you going to die to Barton? You know, are you even going to find any kills this round? That's the only hope, I feel like, in this one. As while he walks past, Taco lines him up, shuts him down, scoops. No AK. Okay. Are we looking at M4A1S meta being better than the AK now, Scriv? What's going on there?
Maybe on certain maps.
Ancient, no?
Maybe if it plays into your playstyle. If you're spamming smokes, yeah, there's a lot of spamming that happens on this map.
True.
Kind of depends. To be honest, on LAN, you could argue actually, yeah, the A1S could be a bit better because you're just, you know, able to react faster. But then at the same time, that plays into the AK being stronger because it's a one-tap. So I don't know. I don't think so. But, you know, famously, back in the day, MBK used to pick up the A1S when it was strong then over the AK. Even on the T side, he would do that.
Yeah, that's true.
So it just kind of depends. Some players probably are going to have a preference for it.
Okay.
Oh, Phelps got to be careful, man.
Playing with fire, Scrib.
Phelps got to be really careful.
Done. Capson, he'll find Taco. 5-on-4. My problem. Well, I say my problem. It's Dynamo Eclot's problem. They are managing to at least iron out those man advantages, trade where necessary. The wallbang's coming through. 50 seconds. Dynamo Eclot yet to make a move onto the site. The bomb's picked up, moving its way towards the B site. One man to hold it down of Lato. How many does he go for before he goes down? That's the question we're going to be asking. That's what he needs to figure out quite quickly here. Dumau trying to take a bit of a fight towards middle. Not going to happen on any regard. 30 seconds left. Dynamo Eclot, they have to go towards the B site. The molly is going to isolate Valencio in caves, but in turn, he opens up Scriv, and now 2-on-4.
Oh, Dumao key frag. 15 seconds, they'll get the bomb down. They need to be careful, man. There's low HP bars. Nubik pushing forwards, gets flashed out. Orb shot misses for Capson, and now Feeder is the only one left, and you can see Dynamo Eclot just, honestly, man. We're seeing, you know, a lot of prowess on the first map of what they're capable of, but they almost let it slip away, and now this one looking tough. Great peek from Feeder. Oh, can't get the second one done, though, of course, and that'll be the 9th round for Godsent coming in.
Don't get me wrong, Godsent are going to be taking these rounds all day, every day. That should have been a Dynamo Eclot round. No questions asked whatsoever. 4-on-2. Really nice wall bang, as we talked about. You know, they were coming through left, right, and center in this one. Valencio finding this kill. Boom out. Fair enough, you're good for one. The flashbang, do you know what? Yeah, another kill. If you're holding an AWP, that's a must-hit shot. And then for Feeder to be in a 1v2, still find a kill, but can't connect to the second. Individually, Dynamo Eclot, one by one, giving that one up. And heading into round 10, they are still yet to score. 9-0 in favour of Godsent. And the HP bars just continue to disintegrate here for the Eclot side.
Best chance they've had in a while, they let it slip, so I feel, you know, there's an argument to be made that maybe you don't deserve to be winning rounds if you're letting them slip away like that. Valencio's going to get a double in at middle, though. And again, we've got a man advantage here for Dynamo Eclot that they've got to capitalize on. They've got to turn it around. Oh, and advanced positioning here in towards A. Barton at cube. So it leaves some angles open for a bit of a contact play. Rotation from Phelps is coming in. So hard to tell whether or not Dynamo will even move towards the A-bomb site at this point. You can see, though, when it's kind of zoomed in, there is an awful lot of gaps in the Godsent defense.
Problem is they know how to patch them. And for Dynamo Eclot, they don't know how to exploit them, it seems. 40 seconds remain. The time continues to tick. Posturing out towards this. A site bomb in towards the double hall. Two players coming in from Donut. Martin nails the first, looking for a second, and of course he connects. Oh, and the third on top. Icing on the cake, it seems. He drops the molly. He knows what he's done. And another 4v2 Scriv, well and truly in the bin. Lato to find the last. 10-0 Godsent lead. And as I said just a second ago, to reiterate, a 4v2 situation in the previous, Dynamo Eclot concede 9. A 4v2 in this round, Dynamo Eclot concede 10. Pain, man. It's absolute pain for them. And, you know, no disrespect to the Eclot side in any regard, but at some point or another, man, this turns from misfortune to just incapability.
Don't really know what to say. Just kind of a question of how far it goes, honestly. Phelps, Lato, and Dumao all chiming in. Zed will take out Phelps. 4-on-2. Still not looking good. Bomb's kind of trapped here and will be finished off. So just ZC. He's got an A1S. Might be able to get some stats going, especially if they jump around the corner at the same time. A little awkward, a little funny, but Godsent finding 11.
4 more rounds left of this half, Scriv. And with the way this is going, I would be surprised not to see a 15-0. Dynamo Eclot really cannot punch above their weight. And, I mean, that graph there gives great insight into what's going on. Dynamo Eclot, are we throwing utility at all to try and, you know, harm the opponents? Because, you know, the new, well, I say new, it's been in the game for quite some time now, but the scoreboard feature, of course, to check the advanced statistics, so your likes of your enemies flash and the likes of your utility damage, right? Are we looking at this and realizing that our utility is ineffective? Are we going to try and switch our game plan? Like, has that even gone noticed for the T side? Because they've done, what, like 10 damage combined between them in 11 rounds of throwing grenades. To me, you know, that isn't the reason why you're losing, but that's another factor that maybe could turn around on its head.
Indeed. Here we go. Pushing towards B. Dynamo Eclot. Gonna go for the boost up. First time again that we've seen this, despite the fact that they are hitting B, at least on the spec, right? And there's the flash over the top. Great pick. Where's it been? It is a little frustrating to see. Nonetheless, 5-on-4, clean as you like. Dynamo Eclot in prime position. Here we go.
Godsent still have seconds to return the favor. That's a be execute as all of the players leave. Phelps is sniffing the fumes from this smoke grenade. He sits well within it, taking some serious damage. He said he shall convert. Dumao shall follow suit. And Scriv, there you go, mate. Caster's Curse. And I think it's, you know, a joyful one at that for Dynamo Eclot as they finally get themselves a single round on the board. If this ends 11-4, Scriv, do you know what? It's not terrible. But the fact that you've lost 11 rounds in a row speaks volumes to me as to what's going down. You've got to start picking up success here. You can't afford to throw it away. For Dynamo Eclot, they can't afford to slip up once more.
Ooh, Molly out towards middle. Valencio, difficult fights for him. Dumao going to take him down. Nobody around to trade because there's so many smokes in the way. Zed left low. It's Nubic to find a kill, though. So we'll see. 4-on-4. That was over at B. The aggression checked by Phelps. Been having a great game so far. 12-9. Definitely not the highest fragger, but up there. Looks like another B hit here. So Dynamo Eclot, as I've said, 4 rounds definitely workable, I think, on that T side of things. So obviously they'll just be trying to get whatever they can at this point. Taco getting a lot of info in here, though. Spots nobody outside the back end of A and now has a pretty good flank. Capson going to take out Dumao. Oh, got to be careful. Still a player in towards the cubby. Lato good for 1. And of course, like I say, this flank is incoming. Caught reloading. Zed will take him down. Barton able to try him in with the AWP, though. They're trying to push into him, and they will end up falling. So, again, despite keeping things even, can't get it done.
Don't get it, man. 6 shot from the ramp player. Bearing in mind that the AWP of Barton was holding the angle the whole time. Just got ruined out towards middle. And, I mean, yeah, fair enough. You know, it's a 4-on-4. That shot from Capson, though, that's what I'm talking about, right? You know that Lato's in the corner. That went 1-for-1. And somehow you're still at a numbers disadvantage heading onto that B site. You just got to play together. And Dynamo Eclot failing big time at that one. See how they fare here in the remaining 2 rounds of the half. It's 12-1, Scriv. Not ideal whatsoever. To be fair, Vertigo ended 12-3 at the half in favour of Dynamo Eclot. And they still managed to take it to a full 30 Godsent. So, you know, if you want to take any stats from previous maps into equation, it is that both teams favourable for, you know, finding the leads on the CT side. And that's exactly what Godsent have done. This round, different. Zed, he finds Taco.
Not a bad start at all. Smoke dissipates. It's Barton to find it difficult to do that with an AWP, I think. But either way, I think it ended 11-4 if I'm remembering correctly, actually. So, you know, that 1 round does make a big difference.
Yeah.
It was a while ago, but I'm pretty sure it was 11-4. You can fact check me if you like.
I believe you, mate.
But we'll see. All right. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Either way, BXQ coming in here. 4-on-4. We've seen him throw away better, you know, scenarios than this. So, nice read from Nubic. Lato. Waiting for the bomb to get help. He's disconnected. He's just actually disconnected. Well, that's a little awkward. Dumao going to find Zed through the smoke here, but it is essentially a 3-on-2. Lato back? Lato is back. Maybe he was just stood there. I mean, surely you'd spam back or move out of the way. But whatever. 3-on-2. Still looking good for Dynamo. Eclot up on the retake. Going to be very awkward to work that in. Lato trying to get the close player. Will indeed manage to find Valencio. It's Nubic who can only find the one. Lato left low. The AWP, of course, hidden away. But the information is there. AK out. Tap on the bomb. Ooh, he's going to go for the hold. In fact, Capson peeking out. Gonna go for it. Oh, we'll take him down, but after the defuse comes in, 13-1 as Godsent continue pushing forwards.
That was a one-on-one, wasn't it? I'm not going insane.
Yeah.
Why aren't you jiggling that in a one-on-one? Like, at least you've got 100 points of health, right? If you get dinked and die, you know what? It sucks. And, you know, the way he played it there is absolutely right, should he have been tagged. But the fact that you could just AD, like, sort of jiggle around the corner here, right? Early doors, you know where the bomb's planted. If he swings in, just rely on your reaction speed. I just think that could have been played slightly better. Maybe pick up a rifle, Phelps. This time caught with no rifle. It's his nade out this time that gets him killed. Lato able to trade. Dynamo Eclot, they've conceded a 13th. And, I mean, a positive start to round 15. There's no sign of improvement from rounds that they've lost before.
Taco just pushing out towards middle, getting a little bit of information in. Smokes and mollies once again over the top for Dynamo Eclot. Working their way through. Lato going to take out Nubic, though, trying to get ahead of the utility. Not going to work for him. Capson will take down one. Taco able to find him, however. Into the 3-on-2. And we'll see, indeed, whether they can find the kill on the edge of the smoke here. Valencio able to get one. Need a little bit more out of them, though. Dumao has crept into the slant angle. Smoke on the left-hand side. Oh, Valencio not going to check his angles. Zed with the trade into the one-on-one once again. And Zed going to get it. 13-2 at the turn of the half. A lot of work required from Dynamo here. We'll see whether they are capable after this short break.
Let's go.
They're around with me.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh my god.
Oh, Monka. You're good, you're good.
Yeah. The real Monka steer.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's try.
To be broken. If this is the end, when will it begin? Is there a way to live again? How can I dream if I was never awakened? How can it still hurt when I can feel the pain? We're not born to feel the pain. How can I dream if I am never awake? As I step outside and breathe the night air, a passing thought takes me there. A place where all my dreams live on. A place so far away. A place where the lost memories of all the dreams I once had still live on.
All right, here we go. Back in with half number 2. 13-2. Is the comeback possible? We'll have to see. Dynamo Eclot with a very poor performance there on the T side. Definitely was expecting some weakness on it, but this is quite something. And as we sometimes say, verges on the side of unacceptable in a way. So we'll see. Oh, in towards middle. It's Phelps for the double. Looking good here on the pistol. 4-on-3 in favor of the Brazilians. Making a 4-on-2. Awkward fight there. Feeder does get it done. Trying to stay alive, essentially. And he will do so. He's left very, very low. But the A side of things for the bomb, again, so strange to see. And there's the spam through from both sides. Dead to right was Feeder. It's all going to be on Nubic.
Nubic. 1-on-3. Bomb set down. Dumao up close to the flip side of the smoke. Dinked. Just waiting for the final whistle to be blown. Godsent 14-2. 2 more rounds from success here, Ancient. In a pretty interesting one for us to watch here, Scriv, because of course, coming into this matchup after watching the 16-14 for Dynamo Eclot on the Godsent map pick, we thought we were in for an unbelievable map and series, right? When we saw that, I thought Dynamo Eclot. I had thoughts of a 2-0, of course. Chat are going to meme me for that, you know. The HLTV threads are going to meme me about it because, I mean, Godsent, they looked pretty wobbly out on Vertigo, but here on Ancient, they are killing it. And 2 more from success here. They could get it done inside 18 rounds as Doomau nails Feeder to the floor.
Looking good at the tail end of the game then. Phelps holding for the push through Dark into Cheetah. Actually, this one's just called Republic because they've replaced it on the wall. Either way.
Calling it out
He's
now.
going to go a creeping. Needs to be careful. If he walks in here, he's absolutely dead. To be honest. Even with a flash, I think.
See if... Oh, yeah. I thought maybe some resistance could be shown towards spawn, but absolutely no chance whatsoever. Valencio, I appreciate the investment. Get yourself a Mag 7, see what's popping. Find any damage with it. Cool beans. No chance it's happening in this one, though, I don't think, because Phelps is playing so passive. He's just a statue out towards B. He still doesn't move now, right? Bomb set down towards A. Look at the guy. He's going to find a kill because of it, right? There you go. Into the back of Valencio. He fires. Second kill. Capson, 1-on-5, has caught off Taco. No chance in this one, though, Scriv. It's looking like 15-2. Godsent. One more to the finish line here on Ancient. Taking us to our decider, of course, which more than likely we'll need. It's overpass. And, well, Godsent. One more. That's all they need.
Yeah, it should be easy from here on out, right? Maybe a round or 2, but even then, the money is terrible for the CT side, of course. So, we'll see here. Is it going to be the total domination moving into the 3rd and final map? Would be great if you could demolish them like this, overpass a pretty good map for the Godsent side of things. Again, Eclot have played it a handful of times and don't have the best of win rates. So I think in a series like this, you don't lean into that too much, but it is worth considering that Godsent will have the upper hand winning a game in such fashion, and then also the upper hand just sort of mentally that, yeah, it should be all right now, guys. It's not like this is a stonker of a map or whatever. Ooh. MP9 around the corner, able to dish out a bit of damage. No kill, though. And I think this is very well read, actually, from the Godsent side of things. They get the player in towards middle. A lot of info there. A quick and heavy rotation from Dynamo Eclot. Flash goes in. Not able to find Lato. The A-bomb site open, and that should be the round, to be honest. I think they're just going to go hunting for the kills. The bomb's quite far away from the action. They're starting to get savvy to it. But too little, too late. Capson will go a check-in. Actually steps in towards middle, so not going to go down just yet, but a 5-on-3, and now they will retrieve the bomb. They've got full control of A. There he goes. Oh, Phelps getting a bit caught. That's kind of funny. Trade comes slowly, but it comes, and now it's just said to keep them alive. Not going to happen. 16-2 from Godsent to secure their opponent's map pick.
Yeah, I think, I don't want to say as expected, but I mean, Dynamo Eclot got to be a little more intuitive on the T side, and when it came to the CT, you lose the pistol, of course, you're more than likely just going to lose the game straight up from there on out, aren't you? So a bit rough from them there, Scriv, but we move on to our 3rd map in just a few minutes. Closing thoughts of our 2nd map here, if I'm honest with you, yikes, that's all I can say here for Dynamo Eclot. It needs to be a bit better than that, doesn't it?
Yeah, not too much more to add, and I think getting inside their own head, definitely it looks like fatiguing themselves with that first map, you know, the fending off of the comeback and then eventually winning it when they definitely should have won it cleaner than they did. You know, there's a lot of question marks, and now Overpass, I think, can they